Hi there, it's Ed Ludbrook here, and welcome to my Leaders Briefing on Discovery Sponsoring. I think at the end of this briefing, you're going to be very excited because I'm going to show you why, as a leader, why this fundamentally new way of sponsoring people is going to transform this industry, why I am convinced that every effective organization in this industry will be using it within a year or so, and how you can increase your sponsoring by 500% by Christmas. And I know that is a huge claim. But if you do what I show you here and put it all into action, I'm convinced that you can do that, okay? Because discovery sponsoring solves the number one issue in the industry, which is they don't know how to sponsor business builders effectively. You know, to be a leader, to be a networker, you need to master the skill of sponsoring business builders who then go and do something. Okay, don't just join, but they actually go and do something. And the vast majority of people, like less than 5% of people, are able to do that. And because they can't do that, no one is able to create sustainable growth. We have this boom-bust phenomenon across countless organizations. Lots of organizations are struggling to grow because fundamentally the junior leaders are not able to create sustainable growth. They can't make those top leader positions, and a lot of people are frustrated and a lot of people blame themselves. And I want you to know, it's not you, it's not your products, it's not the market, it's the strategy that people are using is frankly out of date. And a lot of people ask me, hey Ed, why didn't you create a sponsoring training program over the years? Because that's all my peers seem to do, and my focus is not on sponsoring. My focus is what happens after they join. It's the development of people, the coaching and the strategy and the leadership. That's my focus. But for years, I've struggled with people just saying, Edward, how do I sponsor more people? How do I sponsor more people? Because they got like a leaky bucket and they're pouring people into their organization and they're all leaving. And so the only focus is recruit more people. But I discovered, by nearly accident, I'll be honest with you, I must admit I always had in my mind, how do we solve this? But I worked out why this issue has, and I want to show you that. And it all starts with, we have the wrong philosophy, because the philosophy that currently underpins every sponsoring strategy and program in this industry in the world, all those network marketing books behind me and all that sort of stuff, it's all based on one philosophy that was developed in the 60s, 70s and 80s to pioneer the industry of network marketing, because we had no industry and we had to pioneer it. So the whole business has to be based on finding pioneer entrepreneurs. Okay, that's the strategy. Find pioneer entrepreneurs. Pioneer entrepreneurs, join the business and go for it. Huge opportunity. No one's doing it. They go out there and build it and build it and build it. Either because there's a specific strategy, or they just saw the opportunity, got excited, yay, just go for it. Okay, I know that. I was one of them. I joined 22 years ago in London, and when it was all brand new. And the idea with pioneer entrepreneurs, you just recruit them. You don't know whether they're going to do it. You just recruit a whole lot of people, throw the mud against the wall and see whether, who can do it. And that worked. Our industry is huge. But the fact is the pioneer entrepreneurs are really not needed anymore. Or they're not as valuable. Okay, we always want them, but they're not as valuable. Our business model is based on a lot of people doing a little bit. And a lot of people can do it because our business is based on skills that you can learn if you're coached properly. And so the philosophy should be, how do we find those people who can do that work? And it means a philosophical change in the way that we approach the business. And so that's for me. For me, I looked at this and go, okay, so how do we find those people? Do we just throw them out against the wall? And I was thinking, well, that's not right, because what happens is that the sponsoring process is all about finding people. And the fact that they join the business is like who cares? What we actually need is for people to do the work. So the purpose of sponsoring is not to get them to join. The purpose is to find those that actually want to work. And the problem with that is this, and this is the big killer. The problem is that nearly everyone, and I would say to you, everyone actually needs to do the skills, to actually do the work before they mentally say, yep, I want to do it. And therefore, it means they actually have to join the business. Sitting watching a presentation does not give you enough knowledge and experience or confidence to say, yep, I want to keep doing it. And that's the whole point. We actually need to recruit them into the business, into some sort of low or no risk environment, so they can discover the business. So the focus of sponsoring is not to get them to sign an application form. That's just a step. The focus is to get them to discover the business within a set program, where what we do is we focus them on getting that done. And that's discovery sponsoring. And when you change that focus, suddenly everything changed. And that's the thing that really sort of amazed me, because suddenly you think, well, everything's changed. And suddenly I went, well, why don't people do that? That seems really obvious. And people say, well, what about the risk? And I go, okay, well, what's the risk in joining a business? And everyone goes, well, there's no real risk. The company's taken all the risk away. And I go, so how come everyone isn't joining your business? Because there is no risk. And they went, oh, well, you have to do this presenting and all that sort of stuff. And I go, well, hold it. This is all wrong. We got this wrong. And so what happens is, because we had this philosophy, what you do is what you focus on. And if you look, I hope you can see that graph. It's all about this curve. That's how a networker succeeds, and we want to get them to independence up there, get a lot of people. To get that, you've got to create momentum, the big Mo. And to create momentum, it's about taking massive, urgent action for a period of at least 12 months. Every leader in the history of network marketing has taken massive, urgent action for at least 12 months. It creates the momentum, gets the numbers, makes you a success in network marketing. It's the only way to be successful. And so the issue is that you're sponsoring people to take momentum. And if your strategy, as it is in nearly every company, you join to find that, or you're doing retail and then we're saying, okay, do that, the challenge is that there's only 2% have the confidence to do that. And that's the issue. It's only 2%. The other 98% are not supported. They're doomed, because they actually have to do it to have the confidence to say. And that's why we create this period that I call the foundation. And in the foundation stage, that's when people build their confidence by learning skills, by being coached properly. And so what we want to do is we want to ensure that we have this discovery period, which allows us to find the people who want to do the foundation, to then have enough confidence to go to momentum. And why does that work? Well, it's obvious logic. But the other issue is to understand this. If you don't have the discovery and foundation right, you have a business based on only 2%ers. Whatever boom you create will bust, because you don't have enough people. But this way, you have another 98%. They go into the discovery, and let's say only 25 go into the foundation. And let's say of those 25, only 6, a third, 25%, only 25% of them go through. Well, what you've done is you had 2% anyway, plus 6%. Now you have 8% of people going into momentum. Do you have any idea of the exponential income driving activity that comes out of a 300% increase of the number of people going for momentum? I'm sure you do. It's huge. Not only that, is you have all of these people in the discovery. And because when you look at the process, you'll have dramatically more people here, because it's a no-risk thing. Let's understand something. The normal sponsoring process goes, we prospect to present to close, so they go for it. Okay? And we know that because of the way it goes, not a lot of people succeed there. And for new people who lack confidence, they go, hey, I can't do that. And because they have no confidence, they struggle prospecting. And because this philosophy, it's all about a presentation. Presenting says is a one-way skill where I'm an expert. And because they don't have any confidence, they can't present. And because they don't have any confidence, they can't prospect. They can't talk to their warm market because they don't believe that they can succeed. No matter what you say, no matter what tools you do, they can't even get into a meeting. And the only reason you're getting them to a meeting is because you need the expert to do the presentation. And this process is all very well, but it's not the way it needs to be. Because what we're really saying is that, hey, we want people to go to the foundation stage. And to do that, we need to find out who wants to do it. So it's all about the discovery stage. And we want lots of people here. And it's a no-risk look, effectively. And, you know, they're still buying the products and all that sort of stuff, but the risk has been taken away. And so what we need to do is not waste the time. We need to coach people on the discovery. And if they say yes, great. If they say no, great. It's just we've worked out who wants to do it and who doesn't. That's what our business is we're connecting the people that have the need with an opportunity. We're not convincing. We're just connecting those people. And so what do we need to do? Well, what we need to do is we need to, therefore, just clarify, okay? Clarify, not close. You don't close your friends and family. We clarify whether you want to do it or not after we have consulted with them. Not present, we consult. It's not the presentation that matters. We can have a tool. It's the discussion over their need. Why do they want to do it? And that connection with the opportunity. So we consult with them, and because we have confidence in this process, what happens is we can connect, which is a 21st century term for prospecting. We can connect with our friends and family and say, hey, look, I have an opportunity that may solve, you know, the issues that you have to change your life. And what I'd love you to do is to discover whether this one is right for you. And it's just about having the motivation to take those steps from connect, consult, clarify to coach. This is the discovery process, and this is why it's the future. This thing is just out of date now, that's all. And so what we need to do is to look at how we're going to do that, how we're going to put it into place. You need to understand that all of the networkers in your business need to learn this basic knowledge. They can master it in 30 days, okay, and get results in 30 days. And I'm so confident my program, I put it at a price, it's $100. $100 says that you can join, spend 30 days, sponsor 2 people, or get your money back. And I know people say, oh yeah, but I'm going to teach them. You have never been able to teach people on this skill in your history. It has never happened because people need to learn. They need to go back. There's a lot of knowledge. We want professionals, not amateurs. Okay, that's what we're looking for. This is the program. It's going to change this industry. I'm obviously excited about that because we've finally solved this major issue, how people don't sponsor people. So if you have any questions, ed@ludbrook.com. Come to me. This is the future. Get excited because you put this in place already. People who have never sponsored before are suddenly sponsoring 3 a week, 5 a week. And it's not about them becoming business builders. They're just putting them into the discovery pool here. And hey, even if they decide they're not going to do it, they're still going to buy the product. They're still going to sponsor a few people. They're still going to, you know, get some sponsor retailers and get involved in the business. This thing works because this is the way people think, it's the way they act, and this is the way our business is designed. I hope you found this valuable. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.